Imagine this. You're minding your own business in your front yard when a fake HOA enforcer pulls a gun on your wife, treating you like criminals over a petty fence dispute. But he has no idea she's active Delta Force, a trained warrior who's faced down real threats in war zones. What happens next is pure chaos. Disarms, real cops, shadowy suits, and a neighborhood uprising that exposes a web of corruption. This isn't just an HOA nightmare. It's a thriller that left our suburb forever changed. Stick around. You won't believe how one woman turned the tables on bullies with badges. Hey everyone, it's me, Mike Thompson, from our quiet little suburb in Austin, Texas. You know those HOA horror stories that go viral? Well, mine tops them all. It started on a sunny Saturday afternoon. My wife, Sarah, and I were just chilling in our front yard, planting some flowers to spruce up the place. We'd been getting these annoying letters from the HOA president, Mr. Harlan Brooks, about our fence being half an inch too tall or some nonsense. We'd ignored the fines at first, but they'd been harassing us with daily emails and even showing up unannounced, pounding on our door like we owed them our souls. It was frustrating as hell. We work hard, pay our bills, and now this. I was fuming inside, but Sarah, she's always the calm one. Little did I know that calm was about to save our lives. Out of nowhere, this guy in a black vest with HOA enforcement, slapped across it, pulls up in a tricked-out golf cart. He jumps out, strutting like he owns the block, and yells at Sarah to put her hands up. Then he draws a gun, a real freaking gun, pointing it right at her chest, treating us like criminals on our own property. My heart dropped into my stomach. Fear hit me like a truck. Neighbors peeked out from behind curtains, some whispering, others too scared to say a word. I wanted to lunge at him, but Sarah's ice-cold stare stopped me dead. She didn't even blink. Brooks, the HOA prez himself, was leading this fake squad, barking about us trespassing on HOA land and how he decides who stays. His voice dripped with that smug, fake power that made my blood boil. Sarah just tilted her head, sizing him up, and whispered to me, "He's got no clue what he's doing. Look at his shaky grip." The tension was thick. I could feel anger rising in my chest, mixed with sheer terror for her safety. But then Brooks sneered, "One more move, and you're both done." Sarah's eyes narrowed, and she fired back, cool as ice. "You're about to regret every choice you've made today." The whole street went silent, like even the wind held its breath. And just when I thought it couldn't get worse, Brooks waves his hand, and 3 more goons in matching vests charge forward, surrounding us like some wannabe SWAT team. Their steps were all over the place, grips on their fake batons sloppy as hell. My pulse was racing. Frustration from months of HOA bullying turned to raw fear as they yelled for us to hit the dirt. One neighbor, Mrs. Ramirez from across the street, gasped and clutched her kid, shouting, "This is insane. They haven't done anything wrong." But Brooks snapped back, "Mind your business. We control this cul-de-sac." His voice cracked, betraying his nerves, and it only fueled my anger. How dare these clowns intimidate families like this? Sarah raised her hand slowly, not in defeat, but like she was orchestrating the whole damn thing. "This your idea of power?" she asked, her words slicing through the air. I saw that familiar glint in her eye, the one from her stories about her military days, and my stomach twisted with a mix of dread and hope. Then, one of the goons lunged for her arm. Big mistake. In a flash, Sarah twisted his wrist, sending his badge flying into the bushes, and shoved him flat on his back. The block erupted in gasps. My jaw hit the ground. Brooks's face drained of color as he jammed the gun closer. Fear clawed at me. What if he pulled the trigger? But Sarah stepped forward, smiling like she owned the moment. "You can't even hold that thing right," she said, her voice steady and mocking. "Pull it, and it's your last mistake." The goon on the ground whimpered, and another whispered to Brooks, "Boss, let's bail. She's not bluffing." But Brooks hissed, "Shut it." Sweat beaded on his forehead. His empire was crumbling. Neighbors were filming now, some who'd turned cold on us before, like the Johnsons next door, who'd ratted us out to the HOA over a lawnmower once, now murmuring in support. Betrayal stung, but seeing them shift sides gave me a spark of determination. Sarah leaned in close to Brooks, whispering, "Pointing that at active Delta Force? Bad move." His eyes bulged. He stammered, "That's bull." But her stance shifted to that perfect military precision, and whispers rippled through the crowd. "She's for real. This HOA crap is a scam." Brooks's hand shook harder, his threats turning desperate with legal BS about suing us into oblivion. The air crackled with escalation, and then sirens wailed in the distance, real ones, closing in fast. Red and blue lights bounced off the houses as actual Austin PD cruisers screeched to a halt. My relief mixed with lingering anger. Finally, someone to shut this down. The fake squad panicked. Brooks lowered his gun a fraction, fear etching his face. Neighbors surged forward yelling, "They're imposters!" They pulled guns on innocents. Phones captured it all, stacking evidence against these bullies who'd harassed the whole neighborhood with fake fines and intimidation tactics for months. One goon muttered, "We got a split," but Brooks snarled, "Hold your ground." He turned to Sarah, spitting, "Snitch to them and you'll pay. I got dirt on everyone here." That threat hit hard. My frustration boiled over into pure rage. How many neighbors had he blackmailed? The cops burst out, guns drawn, but at the HOA crew, not us. "Weapons down, hands up," they commanded. Brooks tried to bluff. "Misunderstanding. We're official security." But Sarah cut in, her voice like thunder. "They're frauds. Fake badges, forged papers. Check 'em." The officers moved quick, slamming Brooks and his crew to the pavement, cuffs clicking. As they yanked his badge off, Sarah crouched low, determination burning in her eyes. "Impersonating cops? Assault with weapons? You're done." Brooks sneered back, "I own this block. Powerful friends will bury you." The cop glanced at Sarah, puzzled, like he sensed she was no ordinary housewife. The crowd cheered, but betrayal lingered. Some neighbors who'd ignored our pleas for help before now acted like heroes. Kids watched wide-eyed. The air buzzed with justice. But as they hauled Brooks up, one cuffed goon smirked and muttered, "She's clueless. We ain't the only players here." My blood ran cold. More? Who? The cheers died. Sarah's body tensed, scanning the street like old instincts kicking in. Cops demanded, "What do you mean?" He just grinned. Then, like a nightmare unfolding, two sleek black SUVs crept around the corner, tinted windows hiding whatever hell was inside. Engines humming low and menacing. The crowd backed up, whispers turning to nervous chatter. "Those ain't cops. What's this now?" My fear spiked again. We'd just clawed our way out of one mess, and now this. Brooks, still cuffed, straightened with a twisted grin. "See? You poked the wrong bear." The doors swung open in sync, and out stepped these guys in crisp, dark suits, shades, earpieces, looking like bad movie feds. One flashed a badge too fast. "We'll handle this." They motioned at the HOA crew like picking up trash. The real cops hesitated, one murmuring, "This smells off." Sarah stepped up, her voice steel-edged with anger from years of battles I could only imagine. "Don't release them. Those badges are phony." The lead suit tilted his head, cold as a shark. "And you'd know how?" Sarah shot back. "I've served with the legit ones. You're amateurs." Tension exploded. Neighbors filmed frantically, some who'd turned cold during our HOA fights now shouting support, but others slunk back, scared of retaliation. Brooks laughed from the ground. "She gets it now. We don't do loose ends." My heart pounded with dread. Legal threats were one thing, but this felt like a deeper betrayal, like the HOA was tied to something bigger, maybe corrupt city ties harassing folks out of their homes. The lead suit signaled, and his guys reached for hidden guns. But Sarah was lightning. She shoved a cop aside, disarmed one suit in a spin that left him sprawling. Gasps ripped through the air. A neighbor vet chucked his cane, clocking another and dropping his weapon. Cheers surged, but my anger flared. How far would this escalate? The lead suit growled, "You have no clue who we are." Sarah leveled the snatched gun, her determination unshakable. "Delta Force active duty. Your game's over." Chaos hit, suits froze under the cameras. Real cops yelled for surrender. Sarah handed off the gun, commanding, "Charge 'em all. Impersonation, assault, conspiracy." The officer nodded, stunned. As they dragged the last one away, Brooks thrashed, "This ain't the end." But the neighborhood erupted in triumph, surrounding us with thanks. "You freed us," a mom sobbed. Sarah shook her head. "No one bullies families here." I stared at her, awe mixing with relief. She was my rock, still fighting. But as the lights faded, one thought haunted me. If they weren't the only ones, who else was watching?